songs that are now banned from playing on the radio. Many artists utilize music as a strong instrument to express their global ideas and thoughts. They're often contentious, resulting in the music being restricted or even banned entirely. These are some of the world's most popular songs, as well as the reasons why they were banned or blacklisted entirely. Is your favorite song included? Imagine, John Lennon. John Lennon was well known for his outspokenness. Despite the fact that the song Imagine is for peace, it was prohibited in 1991 during the Gulf War and again in 2001 following the 9/11 attacks. Numerous religious organizations objected to the line, "Imagine there's no heaven." Despite the restrictions, the song remains one of the most popular of all time. Louie Louie, the Kingsmen. The song Louie Louie by the Kingsmen was formally prohibited owing to filthy lyrics. As the band attempted to slur the filthy lyrics, the FBI launched a 31-month investigation. The probe was never completed, and the song remained a tremendous success. If You Seek Amy, Britney Spears. Britney Spears is a talented songwriter, as seen by her song If You Seek Amy. She was able to get away with the lines "If you seek Amy" at first, despite the fact that if you say them rapidly, they seem alarmingly near to something more provocative. Several radio stations muted or banned the song once it became popular. Like a Prayer, Madonna. Madonna is notorious for pushing boundaries and disturbing people with her songs. The Vatican denounced her music video for Like a Prayer when it was released. Once the song was published, the Pope advised people to boycott her performances, and she was entirely banned in Egypt and significantly limited in Russia. Rollin' in the Deep, Adele. Many people may be shocked to learn that Adele's big single was considered objectionable by others. The term "ship" was used in the song in Rollin' in the Deep, which is not a horrible word, but others thought it was too close to a curse word. This is why when Adele sings the song live on television, she often substitutes the word "ship" with the word "junk." I Can't Get No Satisfaction, the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones were banned in 1965 for the provocative lyrics in their song I Can't Get No Satisfaction, which they performed on the variety program Shindig. Surprisingly, years later, while playing at the Super Bowl in 2006, it was the only song that was not prohibited. Take the Power Back, Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine's Take the Power Back was prohibited in Arizona schools 20 years after its release. The explanation was that it violated Arizona state law, which states that schools cannot promote ethnic cohesion instead of treating students as individuals. Several high school instructors utilized the song in a Mexican-American history lecture. The Real Slim Shady, Eminem. When it comes to his music, Eminem is no stranger to controversy. The song The Real Slim Shady generated a sensation in 2001 owing to its provocative lyrics, prompting many radio stations to prohibit the song, and it was far from his last. Cop Killer, Body Count. Body Count, Ice-T's rap trio, was criticized for the song Cop Killer, which depicts a victim of police violence who decides to get retribution. The song received harsh criticism, notably from then-President George W. Bush and law enforcement organizations. Light My Fire, The Doors. The Doors were supposed to appear on The Ed Sullivan Show, but were banned after refusing to have the lyric "Girl, We Can't Get No Higher" censored. The mention of illegal drugs was too much for network television at the time. Juicy, The Notorious B.I.G. The Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls, was known for his provocative songs. His song Juicy generated quite a sensation during the September 11th attacks due to the words "time to be paid, blow up like the World Trade," despite the fact that these lyrics referred to the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. Strange Fruit, Billie Holiday. The song Strange Fruit by Billie Holiday is incredibly passionate, sad, and powerful. It expressed her fear during a lynching, but the song was outlawed in 1939 due to its harsh subject matter. Others believe that, despite its grim subject matter, it was a vital song to hear at the time. Physical, Olivia Newton-John. Olivia Newton-John's song Physical became a great hit almost instantly. Unfortunately, some of its lyrics were too contentious to be aired on radio stations in the United States and the United Kingdom. Lines such as, "There's nothing left to speak about unless it's horizontally," were cut before the song was broadcast. Greased Lightning, John Travolta. Lovers of the musical Grease will recognize this song, although most people are unaware that it was previously prohibited. Greased Lightning was barred from radio broadcast at the time due to a curse word in the lyrics. In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins. Phil Collins' In the Air Tonight was actually banned on 2 separate occasions. It was first prohibited in 1991 as a result of the Gulf War. It was subsequently prohibited again in 2001 as Clear Channel Communications blacklisted 162 songs in the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks. Baby It's Cold Outside, Frank Lesser. It's remarkable that this famous Christmas song, which earned an Academy Award for Best Original Song in 1949, should be deemed provocative enough to be prohibited. Unfortunately, the song was deleted from a Cleveland radio station, as well as numerous Canadian radio stations in 2018 due to lyrics implying lack of consent. Love Game, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga is no stranger to criticism, whether it's for her outrageous clothes or her songs. Because of its explicit lyrics, her song Love Game was restricted. Moreover, her song Judas was outright prohibited in Lebanon, since many saw it as insulting to religion. Ding Dong the Witch is Dead, Wizard of Oz. The BBC briefly banned the song Ding Dong the Witch is Dead after the death of former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. Thatcher was a divisive personality, and the song reached number 2 in the charts immediately after her death before being banned. Brown-Eyed Girl, Van Morrison. When Van Morrison's legendary song, Brown-Eyed Girl, was first published in 1967, it was officially banned. The lines, "Making love on the green grass," contributed to this. The song went on to become a major success once a radio-friendly version was published. I Saw Mommy Kissin' Santa Claus, Jimmy Boyd. The radio broadcast of the iconic Christmas tune was previously prohibited. The Catholic Archdiocese of Boston was outraged by the song, claiming that it likened Christmas to obscene actions. Boyd met with church authorities to clear up any misunderstandings, and the restriction was subsequently removed. Splish Splash, Bobby Darin. The song Splish Splash by Bobby Darin is about a guy who gets out of a bath and goes to a party in the next room. So, why is it prohibited? Several people objected to the song's implication that he attended the party in his pants, therefore it was prohibited. Happiness is a Warm Gun, The Beatles. Numerous Beatles songs, like Happiness is a Warm Gun, have been controversial and banned throughout the years. Since John Lennon was accused of referring to Yoko Ono as a warm gun, and the phallic imagery was too much for many listeners at the time, the song was banned. Wake Up Little Susie, the Everly Brothers. The Everly Brothers' Wake Up Little Susie demonstrates how swiftly songs were prohibited in the 1950s. The song hinted that a young couple had spent the night together, which was quite scandalous at the time. Puff the Magic Dragon, Peter, Paul, and Mary. Despite the fact that the writer who created Puff the Magic Dragon claimed the song was about drugs, U.S. Vice President Spiro Agnew believed the song encouraged drug usage and campaigned for it to be outlawed. Notwithstanding the restriction, the song was a huge hit for Peter, Paul, and Mary. My Generation, The Who. When My Generation by The Who was released, it quickly became the baby boomer song. Despite the fact that the phrase, "I pray I die before I grow old," may seem to be problematic, the song was really prohibited because it made fun of those who stammer. Love to Love You Baby by Donna Summer. Donna Summer released a 17-minute song, Love to Love You Baby, which was unprecedented at the time. Summer was questioned whether she touched herself while recording in an interview with Time magazine after they gave the song a negative review, and she said, "Yes, I touched my knee." Despite being prohibited from many radio stations, the song became a tremendous success. Atomic, Blondie. During the first Gulf War, the BBC banned this Blondie song. When the crisis started in 1990, the BBC prohibited any music that made any reference to war or violence. Despite the fact that the song was published 11 years before the conflict started, It was included in the list of prohibited music. God Only Knows, the Beach Boys. In 1966, the Beach Boys released God Only Knows. Prior to then, the term God never really appeared in the title of non-liturgical or religious music. Numerous radio stations in the United States banned the song because it was blasphemous. We're curious to see how they'd respond to some of the songs released today. Royals, Lord. The song Royals by Lord was banned in San Francisco for an amusing reason. The song was prohibited in 2014 owing to a baseball game between the San Francisco Giants and the Kansas City Royals. Because the song was offensive to Giants fans, it was temporarily banned. It's no longer prohibited since that game. Anarchy in the UK by the Sex Pistols. When the Sex Pistols finished their album Anarchy in the UK, which includes the single of the same name, it took a year before it was released. Because of the record's controversial contents, several organizations refused to send it, causing the whole album to be delayed. Johnny Remember Me, John Layton. John Layton is well known for his role in the television series Harper's West 1. He released Johnny Remember Me, which became a #1 smash. The song was classified as a death disc, which suggested it was about a young guy who was plagued by his departed girlfriend. As a result, the BBC banned the song. I Want Your Sex, George Michael. George Michael released the song I Want Your Sex, which generated quite a sensation owing to the title's hint of intimacy. Several individuals banned the song, believing it glamorized casual relationships at a time when AIDS was a serious worry. Glad to Be Gay, Tim Robinson. When Tim Robinson published Happy to Be Gay, he made his sexual orientation pretty clear. The song was prohibited because it was critical of British police and the 1967 Sexual Offences Act. In the United Kingdom, the song became an unofficial homosexual anthem. I Love a Man in Uniform, Gang of Four. The British band Gang of Four produced the song I Love a Man in Uniform in 1982, which was quickly banned as British forces prepared to enter the Falkland Islands War, before the song was ascending the charts. Burn My Candle, Shirley Bassey. Shirley Bassey was just 19 years old when Burn My Candle was published. It was formally prohibited due to allegedly obscene lyrics. The song was composed for Bassey, and she had no idea what the song was about, thus the ban surprised her.